Okay, so once you have finished writing the paper, now we will understand the process of submission the paper to the different journals. Now this particular paper, first you have to find in which template it was written. So looking at this SV, it looks like Springer volume, so this must be a Springer paper. So for that, what you have to do is go to the Springer Journal Suggester. So here you have to fill in the information about the paper, like manuscript title. Generally we don't go by manuscript title also. What are the important keywords, that is what you have to put over there, because based on that your journal will get selected. So you can just put your title in the manuscript text, and here you put, I think, LiDAR. Then the other keyword was computer vision, and then device for blind, whatever, something like this. And if it is your review paper, you can just type review also as the title. Then you don't have to select any subject area, but you have to go to refine results and select on subscription only journal, because we don't want to get into a open access journal. These are paid ones, so open access is paid ones, so you don't go for it. Now these are the different journals suggested. So here you have to look for this S subscription before you start submitting. Any of the Springer journal, mostly they are, what you can say, good journals. So this is a very good journal, Archives of Computational Methods. So let us try and submit it over here. Secondly, now you have to look at this particular indexing and look for either SCI, or you have to look for something called as SCOPUS. If you are having both, this is more than good enough, this is very good. Or else at least it should have UGC care. So out of three, mostly SCOPUS, and then if you see UGC care, that is also okay. Or it should be a SCI, or sometimes it's called Science Citation Index. Okay, so that wording should be there somewhere in the submission, and then only click on submit your manuscript. Now most of the manuscript will require, first time if you are coming over here, you require something like register now. Okay, and once you click on register now, you have to fill some basic information like given name. I can fill my name, then you can put some email address, and then you can click continue. And then you have to fill username, password. Okay, and then generally this is to be done by the, especially these three fields to be filled by the your corresponding author. Then you put the corresponding author, which will be title Dr. Ninad. Then middle name you can put, surname you can put, degree you can put, then again. So next thing is preferred name, primary phone number you can put, fax number is not needed. Then email address you have to put, or seed ID you have to click on fetch and register, and link if possible, or else you can leave it blank, but most of the journal nowadays need ORCID ID. Next is position, you have to fill your position of your corresponding author. Then you have to put institute, like here I can just start typing, and it should bring out the institute that you need. Okay, so any institute you can choose, whichever you have. And then you can fill in your department, street address. Here you can put your office address also, or you can put other address like so this part mostly for my journals it is already done, because I might have submitted 1 or 2 paper to this journal earlier, so no need to recreate this. Once you continue, it will allow me to create an account. So once I create the account, you have to come to this page and you have to click on author login. So this username and password will be given to you. If you just give me the journal name, I can give you the details, and if you create your own, just go ahead and click on author login. And remember, this is not verified, so once you create a username password, you can directly use that username password to log in. You don't have to wait for your corresponding author to reply on it. And then here you can see that I have already submitted 2 manuscripts over here, and then I can see their decisions. If it is a new submission now, these are the different stage in which the paper can go or paper can be. Firstly, you have to click on the new submission now. Here this is basically a survey article, so I can click on survey and then I can click proceed. Next is now I have to get the files. So while getting the files, there are 2 ways. The easier way is to just download this PDF and upload, straightforward, and better way is download a source file, something like this. Now it will download, and then click on this, and then what you can do is open the source file, okay, and then just drag drop it over here. So it will download, but you ensure when you do that you don't have any secondary subfolders into it. So everything should be in the same folder. You never create separate folders like images and put your images into that. Or everything should be outside. So that is not a correct way of putting the images when you are doing it on a overleaf. So let us see. Yeah, so same, I got an error because of that thing, and now I have to do manual work. So what I can do now is manually upload only those images which didn't came out properly, and if there are already available over here, that's great. Secondly, never keep these images like Bluetooth caches. Always name them figure 1, figure 2, figure 3 as they appear in the paper. Never name them like this. So that 2 things needs to be corrected before I submit this paper. Looking at so many errors, it's better that I submit a PDF over here because it's not properly done over here. So what I can do is I can select all the files. So I can click on check all, and I can just remove each and every file so that it can allow me to upload them separately. So let us do that. So I just removed everything. This one I have to, I think it's already unsupported. I can just dismiss. So now again I have to do it with the other method, where this is not the preferred method because this will create a problem when you go ahead with the secondary stages where you just upload the PDF, though it is the easier way when you do it first, and but I would recommend that anyone making a manuscript has to do it properly. So let us go ahead. Next thing is you have to suggest 5 reviewers, and then you fill the details of the reviewers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now I am not filling it because the file attachment is not done properly. So let's go ahead. Next thing is you have to click on all the read out properly and select the appropriate response. So my manuscript has no associated data. Then yes, I understand, and my manuscript will go on Research Square. So then you have to write comments to the editor. Dear editor, we would like to submit our manuscript name blah 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 because, and then you have to just give a highlights what you have done in 1 or 2 lines, and at the end the last line should be the readers of archives of computational methods in engineering. So this manuscript will help the readers of this journal name. That should be the last statement, thanking you, etc., etc. Then you proceed. Finally, now you have to do the metadata work. So here first thing you have to do is fill out the comment. So first is title. You have to come back to the original manuscript LaTeX file and then copy the title and use Ctrl V to paste it, otherwise it will not get pasted. Again go back to the original data, come to the, what you can say, the basic abstract, copy, and then again do Ctrl V if you want to paste it. Next is authors. So you have to add authors. Here first name should be of student, so that will be generally they are doing a PhD, so Mr. Then so you can put the name of the author. and his email address. So put that details, and then you select the institute. You find his email address and put that. So once you do that, you have to click save and add, because there is one more author. Okay, so this way you add the authors to the list. Then you click save. So once you do that, again now you have to lift the corresponding author. Typically he is at the last, okay, and the first author is the student. Then you click next, and then you have to click on. So this particular project, generally you click no funding was applicable, but this particular project has a funding, so I have to first look for the funder. So this funder name you have to insert. Then you have to put the grant recipient and you have to put the award number. And then you have to click save. It will add this thing, and then you have to click on build PDF for approval. And then once you approve, it will generate the PDF. You have to download the PDF and click on the submit. Okay, so let us show you the full file upload procedure. Here what you have to do is, again I just remove the PDF that we have uploaded earlier, and now you click on browse and come back to the corrected overleaf account. I think yeah, let us click on menu and download the source file again, and come to the editorial manager, click on browse and select the updated file. Once you upload all the files, you should see everything is listed in a random manner. So once you do that, you have to select first example.eps, okay, then your basic BST files, okay. So you generally don't need this style files. Then you don't need svglov, svjour class files, because this is already what you can say is the Springer template. So just remove these files. So at the end of the day you should have all the figures, then your bibliography and the text file. So your text file you should select manuscript and then type description as manuscript. Then your latex file you select as latex supporting file, and then here you have to say latex supporting file. So this is the ref. Then each time you click on figure, so here this will be your fig 1, and then you have to be very careful while uploading the figures. The sequence should not change. So then you just click this and say figure 2, and then you paste, say figure 3, figure 4. You have done any copy pasting in the manuscript, this may not compile. So this is very important that you do original writing while submitting the manuscript. So that's it, you are done with this thing. You can click proceed, and then you can put some of the well-known reviewers you have in the field or in the domain, and then come to the last page. Again, comments to the editor. Here we have to write the comment. So dear editor, okay, we would like to submit our manuscript, और फिर टाइटल डाल दो जो भी है. Now whenever you are copy pasting from the text file, always copy paste from this side and not from the PDF side. That is also very important. And while pasting also, always right click and say paste as plain text. So here you have to add few more lines about what this manuscript tells about, why the readers of whatever is the journal name, you have to write perfectly. So this manuscript will benefit so these are the two standard statements, and in between you have to write your own statements. And once you do that, you have to say your designation. Now whenever you get chance, you have to put full, like I could have put KJSCE, never do that. Okay, Somaiya. Don't put short forms basically. And try to maintain everything which needs capital case as it is. And then once you are done with everything, you have to just click on build PDF for approval. And then it will bring you to this page where it will ask you. Now since my ORCID ID is already attached, so it has gone ahead, and now it will keep on developing, so you have to wait. This page automatically refreshes after every 2 minutes. So within 2 minutes this manuscript will be generated for you. Here you can see that current status, it is building the PDF from the latex file that we have uploaded. And if latex file has any errors, it may not build it properly. So you have to be very careful while typing most of the times it get built properly if you have originally typed it. So you have to click view submission before you submit finally, because until and unless you click, it won't allow you to submit. And secondly, most of the times it can create some errors, so you have to just check the final submission file before you go ahead. So let it open now. Okay, you have to check for few things in the manuscript. First, it should look proper, and the references should come at the end. So that is the thing you have to be sure of. So it has came properly with all references, and now I am happy to submit this. So I can go to click and approve submission. You have to click OK, and now it might ask me to link the ORCID ID if it is not linked, and if it is done, this is how it looks like. So this is how you submit the paper, and now you can go back to the main menu of your author login, and then you can check the status of your paper. At this point it is showing current submission. So this is the procedure. Thank you.